James, welcome to Back Full of the Bands.
I'm blind.
I don't know if you can see my surroundings,
Yeah.
but I've got grass, I've got a bath, I've got a ukulele, and I've got sunshine. I think I'm probably in a hotter bath than you right now.
Yeah, it's like interviewing one of the Wurzels.
I drove my tractor through your haystack last night.
Well, I'll try and find a buttercup.
Sweet.
There is some around. I've got one in my pocket. I've got one here. You see that?
Oh, does that mean you like butter or not?
I don't know. You do that, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, you like butter? You like butter, don't you?
I love it. I love it, mate.
That's me.
I'm sorry if you just see me like messing around with foliage.
I just consider this your audition tape for Country File.
What do you mean you keep your tackle in a box? I keep mine in me trousers.
In a way, is it easy because you're a solo artist and you're multi-instrumental, so you play all the parts in your songs, so it kind of helps in a way. You're sort of locked down with your entire band because you are the entire band.
Yeah, it is like pretty much that. I'm like, it's kind of weird. It's like kind of having like multiple personalities. Like one day I'm like the drummer, next day I'm like guitar player, songwriter, and and it's like you do kind of put a different hat on every time like when I'm recording. I have to kind of think how like a drummer might play it or how a bass player might play it. You know what I mean?
Master's my friend. You don't have any friends.
Now's a good opportunity to apologise. So basically, James was going to be performing in London. Was it the Hope and Anchor?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So I was like, I know London. I live here at the moment. So I just Googled the Hope and Anchor and turned out it was round the corner. So I was like, easy, plenty of time for me to set off. Off I went, walked into this place in Brixton, was like, mate, why is there a pub quiz on? Get a little text saying, what you on about? The support band's just finished. I go, were they a pub quiz? You say no. Turns out I was on the wrong side of London. I'm so sorry.
No worries. Well, I mean, that's given me an idea of, a possible opening act for a upcoming show. I mean, why don't more bands not start with a pub quiz?
You know what? To apologise, I could host it.
There we go. Full circle.
Are you ready to rock with these trivia questions?
Who took over from Des Lynam on BBC One's Match of the Day?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a minute on your chosen subject, mastermind style, and your chosen subject is the Beatles.
A, let it be, let it see, let it D.
Who was the drummer before Ringo?
Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Best.
Yeah. Which Rolling Stones song did Lennon and McCartney write?
What was that?
Which Rolling Stones song did Lennon and McCartney write?
I Want to Be Your Man.
Yes! In August 1969, it was the last time all four Beatles recorded together. What song did they finish?
Is it I Want You?
Yes! Bracket, She's So Heavy, 3 out of 3. What was Paul McCartney's working title for Yesterday?
Scrambled Eggs.
Yes! What does Strawberry Fields refer to?
Strawberry Fields to refer to. What, like a place or what?
Yeah, like a place.
The orphanage near John Lennon's house.
Yes, it was a children's home. And can you tell me the name of the Beatles' first album?
Please Please Me.
Yes! And do you know what? That's it. That's a minute. You got 6, which is currently tied highest in Bath Full of Bands, mate.
The people in the cheaper seats, clap your hands. And the rest of you, if you just rattle your jewellery.
Like recently, I saw on your social media, you kind of talked about how you're partially deaf.
So like my story was that I was born deaf with hearing loss. And then I was diagnosed when I was around 4 or 5
Yeah.
And that's when I got hearing aids. So that's how I kind of. It's probably like a strange thing because there's not a lot of musicians like me who are deaf, and in a way it's always been something I've wanted to talk about because like when I was growing up, learning an instrument, I didn't have like a role model or someone who was like me, who was deaf, who was doing music in the way that I'm doing now. So
Has it
I
found
kind
that
of
you
realized,
appreciate music more? Because obviously,
yeah,
you didn't really listen till you were like 4 or 6, because obviously you were deaf until you got the hearing aids.
yeah. See, that's what because I always I started learning the piano when I was around 4 or 5. Like I think it was 5, and it must have been and around that time was when I was given hit my first hearing aids. So it must have been obviously I can't remember because it was so long ago, but it must have been some sort of surreal experience to be able to hear music for the first time, and it must have just captured my imagination.
Yeah, and do you think that's part of the reason why you play basically everything?
Yeah, I don't know. I've just always, because what I did was I just kind of learned the piano. I started learning the piano, and then I really wanted to learn the guitar, so I started learning the guitar. And then I think at one point I wanted to do because I never had any instrument lessons in school, so I wanted to do a school instrument lesson, and that's when I started learning the cello, and that's was the first time I started to play with other musicians.
I think what you've done is really inspiring, because I had no idea until I saw it on social media that you had any sort of hearing trouble or anything. So what would you say to someone who say maybe their kid's 4 or 5 and they struggle with hearing loss themselves? They want to be a musician, but they feel like it could hold them back. Is there any advice you'd give?
So my advice would be just just do it, despite what anyone says, and just do it because you love doing it, first. And then that'll lead on to something else.
We've got the ukulele in front of you. Are we up for doing a bit of a cover together?
In the bathtub.
Hold me,
Ba-dum,
love me,
ba-dum,
hold me,
ba-dum,
love me.
ba-dum.
I ain't got nothing but love, girl. 8 days a week, 8 days a week. I love you. 8 days a week. Not enough to show
Sure again.
you I need your love, babe. Yes, you know it's true. Oh, you need my love, babe. Just like I need you. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, baby. 8 days
a week.